Hey quilters, Marianne Fontana, Fontana Originals. Another Quilts of Valor quilt. This one I call Starburst. It is the simplest quilt to assemble ever. The trick isn't laying them out correctly. It's all half square triangles, nothing else. 4-inch finished half square triangles plus 3 2-inch borders. That's it. Overall, the quilt measures 60 by 68 inches. And as I said, it's comprised of only half square triangle blocks. And the way we make it is by using a light red, medium red, dark red, and then a light blue, medium blue, and dark blue. All of them are matched with a white half square triangle. We sew, let's see, we sew 28 light red, 41 medium red, 22 dark red, 26 light blue, 29 medium blue, and 22 dark blue. And then you cut 2.5-inch strips for the 3 borders. I'm gonna show you my color selection so you can kind of get a sense of what I was thinking in terms of the shades. And I'll sew a few together and pretty much done then. This is my color selection. I've used the same white for everything. And then I've used, this is, I think, it's not a grunge. It actually is, I think it is a grunge. This is a solid and this is a floral. This is kind of a mottled color and these are both solids. As long as they read more solid than anything, you can use them. The reds are tougher to get than the blues because if you get too light, they start turning into pinks and roses and you really want it to read red. So that's your challenge there. Anyway, you're just making half square triangles. That's it. Just sew them all together. I'm going to do a few in case you haven't. I have cut everything with an AccuQuilt cutter. I've used the 8-inch cube shape number 3, which is a 4-inch finished half square triangle. If you are rotary cutting them, you want to cut your squares at 4 7/8 inches. And then if you want to do draw the line down the middle, sew up each side and cut them in half and do one layer in the light blue or the dark blue and one in white, you can do your half square triangles that way or just cut them and sew them together. I've stacked all my half square triangles. All of the colors are here, my light, medium, darks, in both the red and the blue. Now I'm only making a few for the demo, but you will make the necessary amount in the listed in the pattern per color. And I have white on the other side, and you would need a total number of blocks of 168. So you would have 168 half square triangles in white, and then 168 assorted colors. So to sew them very simply, I find it easier just to flip one pack over, which is going to be the way you're going to sew it anyway, so you don't have to turn each one over every time. And I just need to place them here, put it under my foot pedal, and sew. Since these are bias edges and they're stretchy, I like to hold it over here to keep it from wiggling or moving or boating out. And just simply sew, and I'm going to chain piece them all together, just one at a time, regardless of the color. As long as it's a color and the white, I'm good to go. And I go a little bit slower at the end, beginning there, until it catches. And as simple as that, if you're chaining them. That's all you have to do, and I will press everything. I finger press to the dark side. So you'll make the necessary in each of the colors and end up with 168 blocks. And then we go to assembly. So I have all my half square triangles sewn together that I'm going to be using in the 3 different shades of each, the red and the blue. And let's look at the pattern for a minute. Now, if you look at it, there's not one half square triangle except on the corners in this quilt. The key is turning the half square triangles so the 2 come together and it looks like a parallelogram. Here's the assembly now. And look, this is what we're gonna do, row 1, and it's the way you turn them. And then when you get to row 2, this is just plain. This is like a sawtooth. And then here you see you turn them so the colors go together and it looks like a parallelogram. So it's all straight sewing. Now so far I have only finger pressed the blocks because I may flip the seams back and forth because I want them to kiss wherever possible so that I get really good seams. Okay, I'm going to show you the assembly on my creative board. Okay, so you get to see my mess, but because it's pretty long, it's 12 blocks across as we talked about. There's one. And I, for myself, ended up marking it. I may go ahead and change the pattern. I wrote M for medium and LT for light and DK for dark, because I even had trouble telling them apart. But anyway, a couple things. If it really bothers you with all these colors and all these shapes and all these turns, you can change the pattern and just do 2 colors, a red and a blue. Or if you really just want to deal with the turning, you could do just 1 color and make it all either a navy blue or a burgundy or something like that. But it's really easy to do. Just pay attention. And what you have to know is where the centerpiece is. And you see where it goes around. Everything goes in a certain direction for blocks of spaces, with this being the center point. So these all go that way, and those go that way. And so there is a method to the madness. But whatever you decide to do, if you don't want to follow this exact color scheme, the only thing you have to make sure is when you are piecing them, and it shows there's these 2 coming together that look like the parallelograms, that you use the same color block, whether it's a medium or if it's all reds or blues, that these 2 are the same color so that you'll get that parallelogram look. Okay? So just for one, I'll count out the first row. It is a medium blue, a medium red, a medium blue, a medium red. And they're all going with the color to the upper right-hand corner. And that's 4 blocks. And the remaining blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all go the opposite way with the color in the lower left. Okay? And it's medium red, then a light blue, then a light red, then a light blue and a dark blue, a light red and 2 light blues. But just follow this, and again, if you fold it over when you're working on it or put a ruler, it makes it really easy to see the direction that everything goes. Okay, and all the rows are pretty much unique, so do them one at a time, and each time you finish a row and sew it together, take a piece of paper and mark it with the number and pin it to the first block in that row. So this way, when you build them, if they get mixed up or they fall off the table, you can just put them right in order again without having to, refigure it out. I just wanted to show you how the blocks come together. I did the first row, but I just did a section of this back section here, and this is a light red, and it's going in the same direction as all these top ones, and I've laid it out. And then I've put a couple of them together just to show you how cool it looks. So if you're not sure how to put them together, when you get it down there, unless you're getting that parallelogram, the block is in the wrong direction. So whatever colors you use, if they're all red or all blue, or you're using the 3 colors, just make sure the colored sides go together over there where you're making the parallelogram shape. So Starburst finishes at 60 by 68 inches, and this is the 3 shades of red and 3 shades of blue version, which is how the pattern is written. And then I'm also going to include just the red and blue layout, just show you like this so you can see, but it's the same pattern and same, turning and everything like that. You're just going to use 1 red and 1 blue. And to figure out how many blocks you need, just add the 3 reds together and make that many of one color, and add the 3 blues together, make that many of one color, and they should add up to 168, because that's how many whites you're cutting out for it to match. And then if you decide to do only 1 color, you cut 168 white and 168 blue or red, and those are actually the best 2 colors. I tried gold, it didn't look too good, but I think either the dark red or the dark blue is really great looking against the white background. So the pattern is available on my Etsy site, Fontana Originals. It's $8, and 20% of the proceeds, as I said, go to Quilts of Valor Foundation every year. If you see a veteran, please thank him or her for their service. And happy quilting.